What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people are always asking me about the violence in Chicago. To be honest with you, I tell people the violence is at a level where it's crazy. But a lot of people always ask me about the violence involved in the rap game, the rap community. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of people get it confused. The street shit happen more than the rap shit, okay? It's a lot of regular civilians, a lot of regular people who don't got songs on the internet, who don't have, click the link in my bio on Instagram, who getting killed, who losing their life, who becoming victims to the gun violence. But it is a big presence of, victims inside of the drill culture. Every crew in Chicago that had called a loss, to be honest with you. That's why when people ask me who won the war, it's kind of hard to say that. To be honest, if you ask me, I don't think nobody won, And a lot of people ask me who lost the war. To be honest with you, I think the mothers, the kids' mothers, I think the kids, the fans, I think those are the people who lost the war. It's a lot of people, that end up leaving this earth that was involved in the drill culture. It's a lot of gang shit too. I noticed that when it comes to Chicago, it ain't really a area where people care about the lyrics. They don't really care about the bars. It's the lyrical, physical, spiritual. They don't really give a fuck about that, bro. They don't want to listen to that. If you could talk about the street shit and you got a background and people know you live that, then you can possibly pop off. A lot of these neighborhoods is gang influence. Remember, when somebody lose their life, to commemorate that person, they kind of renamed the neighborhood after them. So, on this board, I got several communities, streets, though. You know what I'm saying, to put it like that. We got like the Jaro City, Taekwon Rural, St. Lawrence area. Then we got like O Block. Then we got like 600. Then we got Brick Squad, Wiggle World. Then we got No Limit, the Cutthroats, 051, Lemron. And then we got DC, I forgot exactly, Dro City. We got Dro City. So I actually got the board being remodeled right now, so we had to move the board on the other side for today to shoot these videos. So please excuse me. But like I was saying, I want to tell you guys something, because a lot of people don't realize, man, there done been lots of people blinked down by this right here. A lot of people done been blinked down, and it ain't really, new, to be honest with you. Seeing like every week, every month, somebody didn't lost their life. To be honest with you, in the last 6 months, this has been one of the deadliest years for rappers, man. It done been a handful of rappers that have been murdered, gunned down. I want to show you guys something, because I don't think a lot of people understand what's really going on. I'm going to start at the end. You take a neighborhood like Dro City. We're not going to put everybody, because it ain't enough space on the board and my brain is so filled up with a lot of shit. So we're going to take like Dro City. They lost a guy by the name of Pac-Man. Okay. They lost Dro. Kurt D. Uh-oh, board falling, y'all. Give me a second. They lost Kurt D. Okay. They lost Pac-Man, Dro, Kurt D, and Crump. Okay? And etc. We're going to go to Lemron, okay? Now, Lemron, we know about that. Dirk yells that out in all his raps. You hear Chief Keef was yelling that out. So you hear about that community. They lost guys like Kiki. I'm not sure if you guys know who that is, but when I talk to a lot of the people, that's a name that always come up. Taysky. That's why they renamed that area Tay-Town, Taysky, Lil Mo. You hear Dirk say that name a lot in a lot of his rap songs. Dirk always yelling out Lil Mo. You can tell he had a lot of love for him. And Pluto. And etc. Now even though some of these guys might have not been rappers, a lot of rappers yell their name out, so it's get influential in the drill culture. We go to like No Limit. You hear a lot about Rock. We gonna skip. You hear a lot about Rock. Okay? You hear a lot about G Fazo. It's other guys in that area that you hear about. Recently, a guy got killed inside of a barber shop. That was Greg. Then you can even put GBE Capo here, because Capo was affiliated with him. And GBE. We're going to kind of go to Brick Squad, Wooger World, okay? Because I want to push in fast so you guys can kind of get like an understanding. We got like Lil Mister, JoJo. Now y'all see what I'm saying? You see how all these names I getting on these boards? These are not movie stars. These are real people, man. It's a lot of people grieved over these people. You know, some of the fans don't understand. It's like it's a movie or it's a game, but these are actually real young men who actually really lost their life. We got Lil Don. We got ASCII. You hear a lot about them yelling his name out in a lot of songs. ASCII, Rural, ASCII. Excuse my pronunciation on his name and stuff like that. You got Kevo, who recently just lost his life. You got Smiles. Now, Smiles is a little different because he died because of health complications. So don't want to, you know what I'm saying, trick anyone with that. Now you got like 600. We know about 600. They took a lot of losses, in my opinion. I want you guys to see this because this is amazing when you just look at all these people who end up losing their life due to gun violence. And it's very sad, you know. They didn't call this a pandemic. They didn't stop things and try to fix it. They just let this shit keep going on as far as the governments and shit like that. But we're going to go 600. Baldy. Okay. We got Baldy, as you can see. We're going to go L.A. Capone. And we all know who L.A. Capone is. His killers was actually caught, to be honest with you. We got Stello. We got E-Day. E-Day recently lost his life. In my opinion, he was probably the leader out of this crew. Now, I'm not saying he grew to be the biggest, but I think, you know, his idea created the rest of these guys in the 600 camp, to be honest with you. Then we got guys like Lil Steve. We hear a lot about that. That's Memo 600, brother. Everybody always repping Lil Steve. We hear about Lil Boo. You hear that name a lot. And the infamous D-Thing. I think his birthday was yesterday or I think today. The infamous D-Thing. A lot of people say he created the 600 movement and shit like that. We go to 051 Young Money. We're going to go to people like Fats, Lil Mark, Melly, etc. Okay? All right? Because there's more of these guys died. These are just like some of the brand names and shit like that. I might have forgot some names. You got to understand there's so many people that's losing their life to a lot of this crazy shit where you end up forgetting right at the bat. But I want you guys to understand that this Chicago drill violence shit is real. This shit is not a game. And a lot of people don't understand that. We're going to go to the Cutthroats. We know like a guy by Vaughn. We know Cutthroat Vaughn. Cutthroat Dre. We're going to go They're Dead. We're going to go They're Dead. And another guy who's a legend who I hear a lot about is a guy by the name of Ronnie Mo. Heard he was a real street legend from the Cutthroats, his name, and a lot of the rap songs and shit like that. Now we're going to go over here because these might be like some of the well-known hoods that you guys might know a lot of, including like 600 and shit like that. When we go here, now this is where it get crazy at, okay? This is where the war is really getting to a level where it's out of control, to be honest with you. We're going to go with O Block. We're going to start with Chino. He was young. He was one of the young ones who actually lost his life. King Von, even though he didn't die in Chicago, he was a drill star who was from there who ended up losing his life. J Money. We hear that name shouted out a lot in a lot of songs. Seemed like Dirk had a strong relationship with J Money and things like that. We're going to go Whitey. Now, I want to touch on that. Recently, we heard Whitey name in a lot of songs and shit like that. Recently, they were saying Whitey had got killed by a member of Jarrow City, which is true. He's actually locked up for the murder. That was a close friend of King Von. King Von actually witnessed him get killed. We're going to go T-Roy. I'm pretty sure we all know who that is. That name has been infamous with the Black Disciple Nation. We got Big A. We all know exactly who that is. We got Slutty. And then we got the infamous O.D. Perry. Okay? This shit get crazy, man. It get real crazy. It gets real sad the more we get into the Jarro City shit. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This here is kind of alarming to me when we get into Jarro City. You know, it was a lot of these guys got took from the streets. You know, the streets shoplifted a lot of these guys' lives, man. We're gonna start with guys like Lil B. Another guy we hear a lot about is Boss Trill. Recently, his name's been coming up a lot on the internet and shit like that, so we've been hearing a lot about him. We're gonna go Kobe. He ended up losing his life right alongside Brick, which is FBG Duck brother. And FBG Duck actually lost his life too. Now you see what I'm saying? That list is starting to get a little crazy. We're gonna go Motor. And we all know who that was. He was close with a lot of people and shit like that. This guy right here, we're gonna go Richie Perks. Think this was Billionaire Black brother. We're gonna go Richie Perks. We're gonna go Tuka. We hear that name being dissed in all the damn songs. Tuka. That shit to the point where that shit ain't even cool. We got Poppy. He was part of like the Taekwon world. Everything like that. We got Can't Get Right. We all witnessed his death. It hit the internet. So that shit was real sad. We got TB. And we got KI. And etc. You see what I'm saying? Do you guys see what I'm saying? This is what I want you guys to look at this. Look at all these people who lost their life due to gun violence. Just take a quick look at this shit, y'all. And that's not even all the neighborhoods. There's so many other rap neighborhoods that I didn't put on this thing because my board couldn't fit them all. So I just put these few neighborhoods. I don't got neighborhoods like Front Street on here, 757 neighborhoods from on the west side, a lot of neighborhoods in the east side. You know, I don't even have neighborhoods in the Hispanics, from the Mexicans, from some of the Puerto Ricans, because they get wild too. You know, we're going to be touching into that because this a lot of neighborhoods with like the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans, they get wild too. It ain't just black people. Everybody get wild in the city, man. Anybody can catch the blick out here. It seemed like, you know, it's a hate in the air, to be honest with you. The love is faded away. Everybody's heart has been tied in and been painted in black with a marker, man. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 neighborhoods. In 9 neighborhoods, they done lost 1, 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 27. 38, y'all. We at 38. That's over 55 people who done been shot and killed.